Like it or not, people like to live by other people who think like them politically, whether it's more Republicans in parts of Texas or Democrats in California, wherever it might be. People don't necessarily want their neighbors to be something different. They like clustering together. Plenty of exceptions to that we could all come up with, but things are definitely moving in that direction.
Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Bedford, and I'm here with magazine editor David Mark. David, we're having currently a House redistricting battle in the state of Texas. Tell us what's going on with that, and why are we talking about that 5 years after the census?
Yeah, this is one of those issues that sounds like a bunch of inside baseball in Washington, D.C., but it does have potentially a direct effect on who runs the government. Right now, Republicans have a narrow House majority. There's a few vacancies, but when they're all filled, they would basically hold a 220 to 215 majority. Pretty tight, meaning Democrats, in theory, have to win 3 seats in the 2026 elections to get the majority. Doesn't sound like that heavy of a lift. Republicans now, at the behest of the Trump White House, are talking about redrawing the districts in Texas, the biggest Republican state, to try and net as many as 5 seats there. Whether that they could do that or not, that's an open question, but that would give Republicans some breathing room. The thing is, though, to answer your question, these lines were just redrawn a few years ago. We've had 2 election cycles under this current set of lines, 2022 and 2024. There's no law preventing Republicans from redrawing the lines in Texas, and that's what they are gearing up to do. We'll see if it actually happens or not.
In California, Governor Gavin Newsom is kind of taking the ball and running with it, saying, look, if Texas can do this, why don't we try to squeeze more Democratic seats out of California? Tell us about that.
Right. In California, Democrats control the House majority 43-9. So it's pretty lopsided already, just like it is in Texas, but even more so proportionally in California. Those lines were drawn by an independent redistricting commission, which were approved by a state ballot measure back in 2010, meaning voters in California, by an overwhelming majority, 61 to 39%, said we don't want politicians drawing the lines of congressional districts. It should be done independently. Personally, given my own view, I think it should be done like that everywhere, but that's not the case until that happens. And I might add, Democrats actually could have done that when they had full control of the government with Joe Biden as president and controlling the House and Senate. They could have passed a law mandating independent redistricting across the country. They didn't do that, and now they're in a real tough spot. They can try and use some technicalities to get around this and pass new measures, but it would probably get struck down by the courts.
Do you think, just looking big picture now, you talked about Democrats only needing to win 3 seats. We've seen for 2 Congresses now a really narrow margin in the House. Do you think that the way modern redistricting is done makes it harder to win the margins of majorities that we used to see 20 years ago or so? It's
definitely part of it, in that both sides have maximized redistricting where they can. In the state of Illinois, I think Democrats have an advantage of 14-3 over Republicans, and it is a blue state, but it's not that blue. None of these states are that blue or red. Even like Wyoming, which voted for Trump with like 70%, they only have 1 seat, so it doesn't really matter there. But in a lot of these states,
there's pockets of red and blue,
right? There actually are blue pockets in Wyoming. So the problem is, from you might say, a good government point of view, is going all or nothing one way or the other. But neither side really has a lot of moral authority on this, because there's plenty of hypocrisy. They both do it when they get a chance. Getting directly to your question, part of the issue is people are sorting themselves out more. Like it or not, people like to live by other people who think like them politically, whether it's more Republicans in parts of Texas or Democrats in California, wherever it might be. People don't necessarily want their neighbors to be something different. They like clustering together. Plenty of exceptions to that we could all come up with, but things are definitely moving in that direction.
Well, David, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
You can get more reporting from David and the rest of the political team at washingtonexaminer.com.